All right, guys, the Tyler's Travels team, we are live in Casey at Genesis Studios. We're actually in Studio A at Genesis Studios in Casey. Cliff Springs, owner and operator, creator of Genesis. Good morning.
Hey, Tyler, thank you for coming today.
Yeah, man, so we're actually on the set of a new web series called The Trunk, which is kind of cool. We're going to get into that a little later this morning, but I love this. We're actually like on a real, it's almost like a Hollywood movie set, and it's like 2 miles out of downtown, man. This is great. What have you built here?
What we've built is actually South Carolina's largest private studio. We built this to handle our day-to-day business, which is advertising and media production of all forms. But we also built this because a big part of what we want to do is create original content coming out of South Carolina here. And so this is that. This is the first dramatic web series produced on this kind of level to come out of South Carolina, and we're really excited about it.
What kind of stuff have you produced out of Genesis? I'm always fascinated. If you don't have to be in Hollywood or New York or Atlanta. You can do stuff here. What kind of stuff do you guys produce?
Well, first of all, that was our belief, and that's one of the reasons why we built the studio the way we did, and why we've done some of the projects we have. Some of the work that people probably familiar with are Mungo Homes, Adventure, Russell and Jeffcoat, some of these clients, ABSX Technologies. We do a lot of commercial production and all-around marketing services of various forms, but we've also produced documentaries. We had one air on ETV just this past weekend. We've had short films that have won awards and festivals around the country. So we've been easing into this gradually, and this is probably the most exciting thing we've done to this point.
All right, so real quick, we're going to go inside the set in a few minutes, guys, but real quick, basically right in the middle here of the studio, you can see the outside, the skeleton of the room where the trunk is. How do you go about building a set like this?
First of all, we hire people who know what they're doing. We bring in set builders. My art director and myself, we actually design what the set needs to look like, what it needs to serve our purposes for the story, and then we bring in set builders. We bring in painters who know how to make. This is kind of an old, crusty hotel, and so we bring in people who know how to distress it and make it look that way. And so there's a lot of people that come on board to make these things happen. We'll have about 15 crew on set today while we're shooting, but we've been prepping for this for the last several weeks, and it's now.
And you're actually going to start shooting today.
Start shooting today.
That's kind of cool thing, guys. When we come back in just a little while, we're going to take an exclusive look here at the set of The Trunk. You've never seen it before. We're going to start shooting today. These guys are doing this. This is kind of cool. It's going to be a web series shot right here in the Midlands in Casey, Genesis Studios. So we're going to get a sneak peek at the set and what else is going on here in the magic world of, it ain't Hollywood, it's Casey. And we're live. Good Day Columbia is coming right back. All right, guys, good morning. Welcome back to Good Day Columbia, the Tyler's Travels team, all the way over in Casey. We're in the Studio A at Genesis Studios here in Casey on the set of The Trunk, and Cliff Springs and his team have built a hotel room right here in the middle of the sets, or middle of the studio. Let's go ahead and take a look at his. This is pretty cool, man. Cliff Springs, Genesis Studios, good morning, my friend.
Hey, Tyler.
All right, so you have actually built a hotel room right in the middle of your studio, right?
Yep, exactly.
For The Trunk.
This has actually been several weeks worth of work. If you look around, you'll notice ugly walls, water stains, cracks in the wall. Over here, we've got some really ugly conduit. All kind of distressed things. The bedspread, the curtains were all custom made for this. We've got a half of a hotel air conditioning unit over there. All the little touches that make something like this believable. And we scoured thrift stores, garage sales, everything we could to find the pieces and parts, and then we had to make the ones that we couldn't find. And it's a lot of those little details that probably won't register in somebody's mind when they're watching it, but they would register as not being quite right if they weren't there. And so we have to put that kind of attention into the details so that this feels every bit as cinematic as what we're wanting it to be. So.
And that's, I guess, the question I had too. You're right. I mean, I guess we don't think, hey, this set looks right. We just know it looks wrong. And I guess as a movie maker, filmmaker, you really got to take that into account and look at it from that standpoint.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why you end up with on a production. You have so many people. If you watch the credits at the end of everything, it's because there's so many little details that have to be taken into account.
Speaking of details, come back in the bathroom as you're talking, Cliff. This is actually pretty cool. Come on. Yep. So you create a bathroom. So the premise of The Trunk, it all takes place here in this hotel room. Right.
Correct. Sort of a very Hitchcockian kind of thing. Okay. Claustrophobic. All takes place in one little tight space. It's a murder story.
They've spared no details, by the way. I'm not even sure I want to look in there, but I'm assured that this was actually designed to be distressed like this.
These were all clean and pristine, and our talented painter and art staff got in here and made these things look like they were disgusting, and all that just adds to the nuance. We want people, when they're watching this story, we want them to feel uncomfortable for the characters.
Right.
And so when you give these details, helps characters look uncomfortable. So.
And what I love about too being on the set, of course, you get that in a new studio to an extent, but everything really is a facade. If you look up, you can see the studio lights. You're not looking at the ceiling. Even so much as say behind the curtain, pull the curtain back. Well, it's not much of a shower, man. There's a green wall standing back there. So.
Well, and most of these walls are what are called wild walls, and that means we can move them out the way so that if we need to get the camera in a particular place where it's too tight, we move the wall out the way, put the camera there, and get what we want. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. We're on the set of The Trunk here in Cayce. We'll come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the production and when you can check it out and see it yourself. But behind the scenes here in Hollywood, or just Cayce at Genesis Studios, it's Tyler Ryan. We're live on Good Day Columbia. Stay with us. We got more when we come back. All right, guys, the Tyler's Travels team, we're kind of I wouldn't say we're on a Hollywood set per se, but we're certainly inside a set. It's The Trunk being shot at Genesis Studios here. It's going to be a brand new web series shot right here in Columbia, not Hollywood. In fact, it's even Cayce, Cliff Springs. All right, man, so you're going to start shooting today. How many shoot days are you going to have to put this production together?
We had a rehearsal day yesterday, got all our lighting, got all our production details out. We're shooting today and tomorrow, so it's a 2-day shoot schedule. We've got it lined up very efficiently, that's what we got lined up.
All right, when are we going to be able to catch a thing on the internet or the air or wherever?
First episode we're premiering it at our annual Halloween bash. We have a big Halloween party here every year. We're going to premiere it at that and then release it immediately after that. It's sort of our version of The Twilight Zone. It's going to be a series of creepy psychological stories that all feature this trunk in a
what's in the trunk? I've been wondering that for about an hour now. Can we see
well,
what's in the trunk?
The cool thing about the trunk is that there's actually obviously nothing in there, but one of the traits that the trunk brings is that you can bury your darkest secret in there, and that's the story behind this. This first episode that we're doing is it's a murder, and they're burying, trying to get away with it by what they buried in the trunk, and that's what starts the whole series off. So this is sort of the foundational episode to sort of set that ball rolling. So
perfect. I love it. All right, guys, we're here. The set of The Trunk being shot in Genesis Studios in Cayce.